Oh, come on, baby. I didn't hear anything. I told you there's nothing out there. Now, where were we? Fine. You're so scared? I'll go take a look. Nothing to worry about, baby. How about you, just listen to the radio till I get back?
Coming.
How about a little story while you wait? Baby, he won't be back anytime soon. If you get scared, make sure the car doors are locked and tell yourself it's not real. This is Midnight Apocrypha. For tonight's taste of terror, we bring you the Giggler.
Who's there? Huh? Just some swill, huh? Well, get going. Go on, beat it. Don't just stand there.
Boss, I don't like the looks of this guy.
Shut up, Weasel. I ain't afraid of...
Hi, big boy. Say, you look like an okay guy. Why don't you and me, have a couple of drinks, huh? Well, you might at least give a girl a smile. Who do you think you are, anyhow? Are you big, overstuffed?
Hey, you mug, who do you think you're pushing? Nickel Daniel take no pushing around here, see? I got nothing to...
If you please, sir, a dime for a cup of coffee. I ain't had nothing to eat for 2 days. Honest, I ain't just a dime for a cup.
Shoestrings, buy a shoestring. Buy a shoestring, mister. Help a crippled old lady where ain't no use to nobody.
Calling car 7914. Calling car 7914. Go to Rush Street at the Chicago River. Unidentified man killed. Rush Street at Chicago River.
Cars 18 and 26. Officers Flaherty, Wilkes, and McDermott. Go to coroner of Clark and Van Buren. Woman murdered. Clark and Van
Wentworth
Buren.
and Clark, shoestring vendor murdered. Go to Wentworth and Clark. Go to Wentworth and Clark. Go to Wentworth and Clark.
Unidentified man murdered in Lincoln Park off Belmont. Cars 3 and 5. Calling cars 3 and 5.
Come on, Weasel Nicoletti, you better talk. This isn't healthy for a guy with a police record like yours to be found hanging around a murder.
Alright, I'll talk. I didn't have nothing to do with it, honest, I didn't. Some silk hat jest walks up and Trigger and...
Trigger? Not Trigger Genoa by any chance?
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Fingerprint him and see for yourself.
Oh, those cops. $500 on his head for the Henderson killing, and they don't even recognize him when they find him. Jeez, what smart cops. Well, okay, what happened?
This guy just grabs him, not saying a word, and cuts out his heart.
Cuts out his heart?
Grabbed it right out of him while it was still beaten. I seen it. Then he drops it into some kind of a jar he was carrying and beats it.
You're sure he didn't say anything at all?
Nah, nothing. But after he tears out Trigger's heart, he just sorta giggles.
Extra! Read all about it.
Extra, read all about it.
Extra paper. Wanted murder
Trigger
among
Genoa
those
murdered
killed.
in Lincoln Park. Extra.
Paper. Boy, paper. What's this about 5 kids?
Here you are, ma'am. Tells all about how he ripped out their hearts.
Good heavens!
Boy, paper. What's this about 5 killings?
That's right, sir. All this morning, sir.
Who did it?
Did you hear about
They
the
don't know,
murders? Yeah.
but they call him the Giggler.
Isn't
Take
that
one.
wild?
Where do you think he's
The
going to
paper,
start
the
next?
paper,
And he ripped out their hearts.
That's the Giggler.
One was a gangster, Trigger Genoa, murdered. His buddy saw him as a gangster.
Yeah, you might as well get that. Did you buy a paper first?
His buddy saw him as a
Stewardess, what town is down there?
That will be Cheyenne, Wyoming, Mr. Dundee. Are you and Mrs. Dundee doing quite all right?
We're very comfortable, stewardess. Thank you.
Stewardess?
Yes, Mr. Granville.
Miss Granville seems to be a little affected by the altitude.
Oh, that's easily fixed. Chewing gum. I have some here.
Really,
Come now, Martha. You mustn't be squeamish.
But it's so vulgar, Byron. And besides, I'm quite alright. Never mind, young woman.
But, Mrs. Granville, if you are...
Never mind.
Mr. Granville, have you seen this story in the paper?
And what story's that, Fred?
Some fellow killed 5 people this morning in Chicago. Must have happened just before we left. I picked up this copy of the Trib at the airport.
Gang trouble again, I suppose?
Oh, apparently not. One of the murdered men was wanted by the police, but according to this report here, the victim seemed to have been chosen almost at random. Just anyone.
Huh. Now that's odd.
Uh-huh. Listen to this. All of the dead were slain in the same way. Each was strangled, and the heart torn from the breast.
Mr. Dundee, must you read such things aloud?
Oh, Martha, please. Fred, please go on.
Well, it says that from the account of the only witness, some minor criminal called Weasel Nicoletti.
Weasel, that's right.
Wiki, dear, be quiet.
Sorry.
This Weasel was with one of the victims when he was killed. He told the police that, here it is, the killer cut open Trigger was one of the men killed, cut open Trigger's chest with his knife and ripped out his heart.
Oh, Fred, dear, that's awful.
Well, then the story goes on to tell how he put the heart in some sort of container he had with him. It describes it here, covered over with leather and, well, look. Huh. Very much like that leather box right there.
You speaking to me?
No, sorry. I was just pointing out that the leather case you have there by your seat, very much like the one we were talking about. Sorry to have bothered you.
Oh, that's alright.
Mind if I see the account for a moment?
No, not at all. Here.
Ha! Sordid lot of people.
Who, dear?
Well, it lists the victims here. What a collection. Some uncouth steel mill worker named Link O'Daniel? Weeper Blain?
That's picturesque.
Weeper Blain, an ordinary panhandler. Annie Zenoff, cabaret hostess employed at the Black and Tan Club on South State Street.
Those creatures.
Oh, look here, a character known only as Maggie Shoestrings. Address unknown. A shoestring vendor at Clark and Van Buren Streets. And that fellow Trigger, killed in Lincoln Park.
Well, out of the bunch of them, he's the only one that makes sense. A criminal record and wanted for murder. Somebody might have had a motive for killing him.
Well, if I were a killer, I think I'd start right here.
Well, that's not very polite, Wiggy.
Oh! Wickton Atwater polite? Why, Pamela. Now, as I was saying, 5 people killed, panhandlers, crooks, pauper, thugs. Ugh! Not a penny to the lot, I imagine. But here, in this Blain, well, you, Mr. Granville.
Me?
Head of the House of Granville. Patriarch and millionaire, mansion in Wickton, apartment on Lake Shore Drive, a shooting lodge in the Northwoods, and you, Mrs. Granville.
Really, Wiki?
Arbiter of Chicago Society, keeper of the Blue Book, patron of the arts, and of course, our newlyweds, Mr. Fredley Dundee and the lovely Pamela Dundee.
Wiki,
Of the Gilded Golden Dundees, Fred and Pamela, Polo and the Junior League, Princeton and Bazaar, and lastly, Wickton Atwater, Esquire, fashion plate, eligible, bachelor, with blood as blue and watery as ink.
It's really quite a lineup. Murderer's meat, eh?
And here we are. We 5, only one other passenger, that fellow with the leather case, members 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the Settle and Psycho Club with hearts of solid gold waiting for the murderer's knife. Ha!
Pardon.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was in the way. Look, he's carrying that leather case with him.
Is there something I can get for you, Mr. Rush? I'm sorry, but you can't go any further forward, Mr. Rush. I have to ask you not to.
Oh my God!
She's been shot!
Oh my God!
She's bleeding!
What is he doing?
I think she's dead!
The rest of you sit still or you'll get the same. I'm going forward with the pilots. If any of you come through this door after me, I'll shoot.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That you, Bess? Hey,
what's happening?
What are you doing? Put down that gun.
Take that plane down right now. There's a field there large
You
enough
must
to
be
land.
crazy. This is the roughest country on the route. Nobody can land down there. Not even in the daytime, let alone now in the dark.
Well, I can, if you won't. But you won't be alive to see me.
Jim, look out!
What is he doing?
He's gonna...
Oh my God! Oh my God! What's happening?
Don't look!
Oh my God!
Pocatello calling flight 5. Pocatello calling flight 5. Come in, please. Pocatello calling flight 5. Pocatello calling flight 5. Come in, flight 5. Flight 5. Flight 5, why don't you answer? Pocatello calling Cheyenne. Pocatello calling Cheyenne. Come in, Cheyenne.
Cheyenne answering Pocatello. Come in, Pocatello.
Flight 5's 15 minutes overdue here. They don't answer my calls. Did they pass you on schedule?
Flight 5 passed here all okay. I'll try to contact them. Cheyenne calling Flight 5. Cheyenne calling Flight 5. Come in, Flight 5. Come in. Come in, Flight 5. Come in! Flight 5! Flight 5! Flight 5, come in.
Salt Lake City calling
Flight
Flight
5.
5. Come in, Flight 5. Flight 5. Denver calling Flight 5. Flight 5 calling Flight 5.
You must try to compose yourself, Mrs. Granville.
What will he do next? He shot down the stewardess and those 2 pilots in cold blood. And now he has us locked in this room at his mercy.
Nice job he did with the landing plane, though. I meant to congratulate him while he was herding us over this corral.
Wickton, I think we'd appreciate it if you'd save your humor for a more appropriate time. Don't you see that my wife and Mrs. Dundee are terrified?
Sorry. Oh, I was just trying to strike a cheery note.
Fred, darling, what is he gonna do with us?
I don't know, dear. The way he killed those others doesn't promise much for us. But, on the other hand, he hasn't hurt any of us yet. Perhaps he wanted to get them out of the way, and the plan is to hold the rest of us for ransom.
You won't get a penny of my money, the devil!
Please, Byron, if he wants money, let him have it.
By heaven, I won't!
It may be necessary to pay something at least until we can get away, Mr. Granville. I'm not sure, but I think our host has landed us at a private ranch. Probably his own, and certainly a long way from the nearest town. Not much of a chance for outside help here, I'm afraid.
Stay seated, all of you. I don't want to shoot.
If it's money you want,
No thanks. I've got plenty of that. It's too late now for me to get what I wanted from your kind. But I'm gonna get something else. Something just as good. I'm going to get revenge.
You can't be serious! Revenge for what?
If you lost on that Colorado securities, then I'll see that your loss is overpaid.
I've never lost on securities, Granville. No more than you have.
Mr. Granville will pay you well if you...
Mrs. Granville, didn't you hear me? I don't want money. I want revenge.
Isn't that a little strange? Considering none of us has ever seen you until we got into the plane in Chicago this afternoon?
You've never seen me because you've refused to see me. You may understand better when you know my name. Frank Rush.
You're Frank Rush.
Yes, Frank Rush. Frank Rush, the hidden genius of LaSalle Street. Of course you've never seen me. My father drank himself to death on raw alcohol. And after he died, my mother, well, I needn't tell you about it. You spread the stories.
But
That's not all. It wasn't so hard for me. I was used to it. But there was my wife. A woman brave enough and good enough to love a man for what he could do, not what he was born. You remember her, Mrs. Granville? You refused to know Helen Rush, but you did know Helen Lanning. You entertained her in your home. Until she married me. She died without a friend, just as I've lived without a friend.
But why have you singled us out?
I've been waiting for my chance ever since Helen died. When you, the 5 of you, reserved passage for this flight, I knew my chance had come.
But we haven't...
My wife made up the guest list for her first party after our elopement. It's here in my pocket. Here are the names in her own handwriting. The Thomas Latchabys, Mr. and Mrs. Byron Granville, the Ernest Fillmores and their daughter Pamela, Colonel James Flint, Wickton Atwater, and guest, Mr. and Mrs. Harrison Dundee and their son Fred. Dinner was to be at 8. At 8:30, no one had come. At 9:30, Helen had the dinner plates removed from the table. At 10, she ran out of the house without even a coat, crying. There was snow on the ground that night, but I didn't find her to bring her home until after midnight.
We had no idea that...
Apologies are a little late, Mrs. Dundee.
Good heavens, man! My wife was just a girl when that happened. You can't take it out on her. It wasn't her fault.
I don't care whether it was her fault or not. She's one of you. Born with what my wife had to have to live. and what you took away from her because she married me. That's why you're here. And nothing in this world can set you free until I'm ready to let you go.
Byron, can't you do something? He's mad! Can't you see he's mad?
Look, here, Rush, we'll...
Atwater, you're first. Come with me.
I suppose this time I'd better accept the invitation.
Get through the door.
It's been nearly an hour. Do you think he's killed him?
Byron, offer him anything. Anything! He'll kill us all!
I suppose his wife's death unbalanced his mind. That alternate coldness and excitement indicates something of the sort.
Well, we've got to bargain with him somehow. We've got to protect our wives.
Freddie, this is our honeymoon.
Oh, darling, we'll have fun yet. We'll be out of here before... He's coming back.
They're your friends.
Mr. Rush, we want to...
He's gone!
Wiki? Wiki, are you alright?
Sure. I'm alright.
I'm so glad, Wiki, darling.
Leave me alone!
What? What's the matter?
Nothing. Just leave me alone.
What did he do to you, Wiki?
He didn't hurt me. I'd have busted him into two if he had.
What?
I'd have busted him. Can't you understand English? All he did was give me a shot in the arm.
A shot in the arm?
Sure. Said he wanted me to rest for a while, then he brings me back here. That's the size of it.
Wiki, well...
Okay, shoot. What is it?
You're sure you're alright?
Listen, can't you see? I'm alright. What's that big...
Shh, he's coming.
Mrs. Granville.
Mr. Rush, we're willing to do anything you say to...
Mrs. Granville.
No, Byron, do something!
I'll give you money. 10,000, 50,000. We'll hush it up. We'll take you into our homes. Anything.
Go on, squirm. If I know your kind, you'll squirm even more when your turn comes. Now, the first person who moves gets shot. Come on, Mrs. Granville.
Granville, we've got to rush him. He won't get our hands on...
Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
You killed him!
You'll find it's just a shoulder wound. Mrs. Granville, get through that
Byron!
door.
Byron, help me! Byron!
Is that better, dear?
It's alright. It's just a flesh wound. It's alright now.
What can he be doing to my wife? The monster! He'll take us all, one by one!
He doesn't do anything to you. Don't be yellow. Just don't get him sore, that's all.
He said he wanted revenge. There must be something. Where's my wife?
Your wife's alright. Atwater, you can go now. You'll find a man in the corridor who will put you on the road to Rock Springs. There you can get the bus to Laramie or Cheyenne or Pocatello there.
Okay, but what I want to know is why isn't... never mind. So long, Freddy. Keep your nose clean, Pam.
I want to see my wife.
Come on then, Granville. We're going to her right now.
Pam, I've got to get you out of here.
Do you think he's killed Mrs.
I don't
Granville?
know. I wonder if it's as simple as death.
What do you mean?
I don't know, really. But Wiki...
He behaved so strangely, so...
Almost as though he wasn't Wiki at all. None of his refinement, his grace. He talked like a mill worker.
And he always prided himself on his sophistication. Being the dilettante. That's all he lived for. Without it, he'd be nothing.
I know. Well, there's no time to talk. We're the only ones left. We probably have about 45 minutes yet to try and get away.
What are you going to do?
There's only this door. I've got to try to force it open.
But the noise will give us away.
We'll have to take that chance. You stand back. Nope. Locked tight.
Couldn't you pick the lock with one of my hairpins? It's just an ordinary lock, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Might try it.
Here. It's better than making a lot of noise.
Alright. If it doesn't work, I can still try to break it open.
Are you getting it?
Can't tell. It seems to be... Pam! I got it to open!
Freddy! Now let's get out. I didn't want you to know, but I've been so scared.
So have I. Come on.
No one around.
No. Just this passageway. Let's try this way, huh?
Alright.
That's the end of the corridor up ahead. Look, it's barred. That oak door with the bars across. We'd better try the other way.
Are you sure we can't get through here?
Not a chance. Come on, let's go back.
But isn't that the door that opens to the outside, Fred?
I think so, but we can't get through. Maybe there's another way.
Alright. Back this way?
It's strange that there's only this one corridor. Look, there's a room opening off the corridor down there, past that room we were held in.
I'm afraid, dear.
We'll have to risk it. I'll go a little ahead and look in. You wait right here. I'll call you.
Alright.
Come on, Pam!
Is there a way to get out?
Look!
Mrs. Granville!
She's unconscious.
Fred, she just stirred just then. Her eyes are opening.
Are you all right, Mrs. Granville?
What happened?
Just lie still, Mrs. Granville. You'll feel better in a minute.
He gave me something in the arm. Kind of folded me.
What did you say?
You wouldn't know about those things, honey.
Fred, she's just like...
Shh! Mrs. Granville, do you feel well enough to get up?
Sure I do. Why not?
Well, come with us then. Pam and I are trying to get away. Hurry!
No.
Mrs. Granville.
He heard me.
Will you come, or must we leave you here?
I'll scream if you come near me.
All right. Come on, Pam.
But we can't leave her here.
Don't you see it's too late? We can't wait. I've got to save you. Come on.
Have fun, kitties.
This door here at the end of the corridor is our only chance. It must open into a central room. If we can get in, we might find a way out.
I can just see through this crack in the door. There's a strong light in the center of the room.
Rush isn't in there, is he?
Fred, look.
There you are, Mr. Granville. Strapped down tight. Even the morphine I injected into your arm won't keep you from twitching when I open your chest. Here, I'll unbutton your shirt. I have to do it carefully, you know, because you mustn't see that anything's been done at first. After there's been enough time for the change to take place, then there's plenty of time for you to find out. There. Now you're all ready. This sharp knife. There. Now I must work quickly. I don't want you to die. That would be too easy. Just sever the aorta. There. Pulmonary artery. Now. Take out the heart. Hurry, get it out clean. See this heart still beating. Into your chest. Into... there. Bind tight the aorta. Pulmonary artery. Gotta keep you alive. Oxygen. Breathe. Breathe. That's good. Breathe. You've got to live, Granville. You'll live. There's that heart in your body that's beat feebly all day in normal salt solution. And now, it'll rule your body. Command your mind. Do you know whose heart that is, Granville? The heart of Weeper Blain. A common, dirty beggar, Granville. One of my kind. One of the people of the gutter. One like me. And now, you have his heart.
Fred. Oh, Fred. Oh, Fred. Fred, look what he's done to Mr. Granville. He must have done that to the others, too.
That's why they changed. Then Rush killed those 5 in Chicago. Weeper Blain, his heart for Granville. Wait, I've still got the newspaper. Here it is. Here's the list. Weeper Blain, that's Granville. Then yes, remember how Mrs. Granville talked? Annie Zenoff, the cabaret girl. Wiki was here. Link O'Daniel, the steel mill worker.
Fred, we've got to get away.
There's no way. This corridor is a prison.
No, there must be some way. We can't just... What is it, dear?
There are just 2 hearts left.
2?
Maggie Shoestrings, address unknown. A crippled, toothless hag of about... Oh, no! Oh, Pamela!
And the other?
Trigger Genoa. Hoodlum and killer.
The Giggler was written in 1939 by Bill Fifield for the radio series Lights Out. This production of The Giggler has been directed by Luis Aguilar, starring the voice talents of Andrew Lichtenwalner as Frank Rush, Kirk Reichart as Fred Dundee, Ali Batot as Pamela Dundee, Jared Bernatowicz as Byron Granville, Rebecca Gomezrueda as Martha Granville, and Luis Aguilar as Wickton Atwater. Additional voice work was provided by Tyler Palma, Brendan McNeil, Maggie McCain, and Carolyn Lodge. Midnight Apocrypha is brought to you by Widener University's Lone Brick Theater Company in partnership with Forgotten Lore Theater. If you enjoyed our little fiction, you can find out more about Lone Brick Theater Company on Facebook and Instagram. And go now to subscribe, like, or follow Midnight Apocrypha.
Or you never know what may find you.